All right, for decades now, we've heard this refrain: go to college. That's the only way to be successful. Well, that's if you listen to the elites, at least. But that's changing now. A new survey by Thumbtack revealing that 82% of young people reported that they're being told going to college is the only way to be successful in life, but a third said their high school didn't have a shop class. But a surprising amount of them said that they respect skilled trades as a career, 73%, and now 47% are interested in pursuing a career that is based on a trade. Joining me now, Mike Rowe, host of How America Works on Fox Business. He's also the CEO of the Mike Rowe Works Foundation. Mike, the survey also found that there's a shortage, no surprise to any of us who ever try to hire somebody, but a shortage of trade talent. Applications for some of these technical jobs down by 49% in 2022 compared to 2020. So How is this going to get fixed?
Slowly. We've been at it for 15 years. Mike Rowe's work started on Labor Day 15 years ago. Happy birthday to us. We've been basically singing the same song, which is, look, the percentage of people who leave the workforce every year, they're all over 55, right? And it's for every 5 who leave, basically 2 come in. That's some bad math. It's been going on a long time, and the chickens are coming home to roost right now. We've got acute shortages like we've never seen before. On the other hand, we are moving the needle, and we're starting to see this generation reacting very differently to some of the questions that they've been asked over the years vis-a-vis college versus a skilled trade. That is encouraging, but this is a long, slow burn, Laura. It's going to take a long time to undo the damage we caused when we took shop class out of high schools. But it's stigmas, it's stereotypes, it's myths, it's misperceptions. They're slowly starting to erode, but we just have to keep pushing it.
Well, Mike, Gen Z is actually factoring in smartly job security when they're thinking about a career choice. A new survey showing that 74% of young adults think skilled trade jobs will not be replaced by AI, artificial intelligence. Mike, are these jobs more AI-proof than, let's say, being an associate at a law firm where your chances of becoming partner are very small, or any of these other, web design or graphics design jobs that are all the rage as well?
I think so. I think it's tempting to paint with a broad brush, and we probably shouldn't. Robotics and tech have had an impact on trade jobs. AI is going to have, I think, a very similar impact on white-collar jobs. It's all going to affect all of it to a degree, but everybody you just had up there on that videotape was a scholarship recipient from my foundation. They're all working in the trades. They have a level of job security now that, frankly, is the envy of a big chunk of the workforce, because, to your point, you're not going to AI out a plumber or an HVAC person or an electrician or any of that, right? So look, we offer work ethic scholarships. We've got $1 million up for grabs right now as we speak. We do this twice a year. And anybody who wants to explore these careers, there are a lot of different ways to do it. But we've been trying to help people who want to help themselves in this area, then sharing their stories with the masses. And look, I'm not going to take a victory lap, but it's working. It's a long, slow slog, but we're getting there.
Now, Mike, some parents are encouraging their teen kids not to work. Watch.
I have a 15-year-old son, and he's at that age where, everyone's getting jobs. And I was like, I don't want you to get a job. You're going to do that your entire life. Why start now? I just think it's insane to tell a small child who's 14 that they should go out in the world and get a job for experience. We live for 1 million years these days. He's not going to retire until he's 100.
Yeah, let's raise kids to sit home in their pajamas, playing video games with each other. I mean, I don't understand that at all. My son loved his job. He's 15. My son loved his job working at a marina this summer, and I don't think I've ever seen him happier.
So look, I mean, far be it from me to tell anybody how to parent, but rather than make work the enemy, rather than point to labor and say that's the reason you're going to be miserable, you're going to spend the rest of your life making little rocks out of big rocks, Find a way to make it cool. Find a way to make it fun. That's what Dirty Jobs did for 20 years. That's what we try and do every day. If we look at work as the proximate cause of our pain and suffering, then there's no way we're ever going to be able to spin it into anything good or worthwhile. That woman right there, $150,000 a year welding. Her name's Chloe Hudson. She's killing it, and she's one of many.
Well, Mike, I think selling every job is really fun. I mean, not every job is fun, but it's work. And, you know, my mother used to always say, you know, most of life is work, and then there's everything else. But it's like it's your attitude. I mean, sometimes it's not going to be fun, but that's okay.
No.
You'll find good moments in it.
That's a band of brothers.
Our jobs are fun, Sam just said.
Yeah, well, look, opinions vary. I'm having a pretty good day with mine right now. You look like you're having a pretty good time.
Yeah.
But whatever. Job satisfaction is less about the job and more about the jobber. And that's not a popular perception, but it's the truth.
Mike, it's always so great to talk to you. And thank you for what you're doing with your foundation. It's fantastic.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.